Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in economics, the law of supply and demand. Whether you're a student trying to ace your economic class, a business owner making pricing decisions, or just someone who wants to understand how markets really work, this video is for you. So let's jump right in. First up, let's talk about supply. Supply is simply the quantity of a good or service that producers are willing and able to sell at various prices. Now, here's what you need to understand. Producers want to maximize their profit. That means when prices are high, they're motivated to produce more because they can make more money. But when prices drop, well, production becomes less attractive and they'll produce less. It's all about those profit margin, folks. Now let's flip to the other side of the equation, demand. Demand is the quantity of a good or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at various prices. Consumers are trying to maximize their satisfaction while staying within their budget. When prices are low, we can afford to buy more, so we do. But when prices are high, we tighten our belts and buy less. Makes sense, right? Alright, here's where things get interesting. The law of supply states that as price increases, quantity supplies increases as well. There's a positive relationship here. Think about it from a producer's perspective. If you can sell your product for a higher price, you've got high profit margins. You can cover increased costs, and you might even attract new producers to enter the market. Everyone wants a piece of the profit pie. So prices go up, supplies go up. It's that simple. But the law of demand works in the opposite direction. As price increases, quantity demanded decreases. This is an inverse relationship. Why? Well, when prices rise, our purchasing power drops. We start looking for cheaper alternatives. That's called the substitution effect. Plus, there's something called diminishing marginal utility, which is just a fancy way of saying that the more you have of something, the less valuable each additional unit becomes to you. So higher prices, lower demand. Now let's visualize this. On our graph here, you can see the supply curve sloping upward. That's showing the positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. And the demand curve slopes downward, showing that inverse relationship between price and the quantity demanded. These two curves are about to become best friends, and you'll see why in just a moment. Market equilibrium. This is the magic moment, folks. Market equilibrium occurs where the supply and demand curves intersect. At this point, the quantity that producers want to sell exactly matches the quantity that consumers want to buy. There's no shortage, there's no surplus, and the market is perfectly balanced. This equilibrium price is where both buyers and sellers are satisfied, and there's no pressure for the price to change. It's like the Goldilocks zone of economics. Everything is just right. But here's the thing, supply doesn't stay constant. The entire supply curve can shift. What causes this? Well, if there are technology improvements, production costs drop, more producers enter the market, or whether conditions are favorable, the supply curve shifts to the right, meaning more supply at every price level. But if input costs rises, natural disasters strike, governments impose regulations, or producers exit the market, the supply curve shifts left, meaning less supply at every price level. Similarly, demand can shift too. When consumer incomes rises, population grows, a product becomes trendy, or the price of substitutes increases, the demand curve shifts right. More demand at every price level. But when incomes fall, a product gets negative publicity, consumer preferences change, or complementary goods become more expensive, demand shifts left. Less demand at every price level. These shifts are constantly happening in real markets. Let's look at some real world examples to make this concrete. In the housing market, when mortgage rates drop, demand for homes increases because borrowing is cheaper. This pushes prices up until supply can adjust with new construction. With gas prices, supply disruptions from geopolitical events reduce the available supply. And since demand for gas stays pretty constant in the short term, prices spike dramatically. And in technology, when a new smartphone launches, there's massive demand but limited initial supply, which is why companies can charge premium prices on release day. These are the laws of supply and demand playing out right before our eyes every single day. So let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. Supply and demand are the fundamental forces that determine market prices and quantities. The law of supply shows that higher prices motivate more production, while the law of demand shows that higher prices discourage consumption. Understanding their interaction helps us predict market behavior and make informed economic decisions. Whether buying a house, starting a business, or just trying to figure out why avocado is so expensive this week. And remember, market equilibrium represents that natural balance point where both buyers and sellers are satisfied with the price and quantity. I hope this breakdown helped clarify how supply and demand really work. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more economic content. Drop a comment below if you have questions or if there's another economic topic you'd like me to cover. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.